Start, and also Derrick Brown. And the information you're going to learn about today will life for the rest of your life, change in a positive way. And Penny was introduced to me by this lady, and I didn't know about her experience, which she's going to share with you. But she's a toxic shock syndrome survivor. So I'm going to just pass the microphone out to her and let her just take it from there. Okay. So yes, I just recently met Stacy for many years, about 15 years. I met Desi before my big accident, but it was well known around the suburbs here. About 7 years, and the reason why, let's introduce why it's important to take something today. The product that we are introducing today is part of Inspired Fertility. And had I known about that 7.5 years ago, I don't think I'd be sitting here talking about this. I was one of the rare people that did get afflicted with toxic shock syndrome.
They're interpreting in the back in Spanish. I'm going to show you real quick.
I was sick, and somehow the infection spread into my bloodstream and that material on my tampon, and the next thing I know, very quickly, I disintegrated in front of my family guys around 7.5 years ago in the United States. And I fell into a very 6 day medically induced coma where I fought for my life for 3 months. I was on life support in a coma. I did actually die, or I was at the closest point where I do remember making a choice between life and death. I was visited and I was told that I had a harder life if I stayed, but I could see my children grow and help them, or I could go and go off into another state where I wouldn't have any worries or concerns. So I chose to be here for my kids. So I do have recall on that, and I've written many stories about that, but the other important piece of the whole thing is preempting any kind of medical disaster that might befall you, and that is taking great care of yourself, eating, exercise, healthy thinking, good lifestyle skills, but also I think I could have been safe that I used the pads instead of the tampons. That's true, because a little detail like that. So, without further ado, you might hear about my story. I will tell you, I told a lot of people about it. When I did finally come back, because it was about 3 months ago that I was so ill, and then I was in the hospital, and I had been moved from hospital to hospital with many experts trying to save my life. The first part of you, when you're that sick, some of the oxygen gets cut off from your extremities. So in order to save my life, the bloodstream had to be sent from the extremities to my major arteries, which is my heart, my lungs, my brain. So that was within 24 hours of falling sick. So my blood flow, getting left to my feet, my fingers, and my leg, left me the only option I had to amputate. So I had to, after I recovered physically and mentally, I had to then prepare to have my foot, my leg, and my fingertips. How was I going to live? How was I going to live amongst regular people in a regular suburb of America and raise 2 healthy kids that felt like they were just part of things and like everybody else? So it took obviously a lot of strong mental conditioning aside from physical conditioning get to the point that I could then amputate and recover, since it's about 8 to 10 weeks, to get to the point that you can try to recover and where I'm wearing prosthetic foot, prosthetic leg, and I don't have my fingers on it. But as long as you have your heart and mind, you can certainly live a normal life. So that's been the lesson I've been teaching how it is. I don't know where else to go with this. That's kind of my backstory. If you guys have any questions, or if you want Stacy to kind of pertain it to the products that you're showing, I'm happy to do that. Anybody have any questions or
I have a quick question.
comments? Okay.
Was the condition diagnosed right away? What was happening to you?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Was it diagnosed right away as what was happening to
No,
your body?
that was a great question. It was not diagnosed, and I'm happy you asked me that, because in the 80s, toxic shock syndrome was kind of a natural diagnosis. And then it had disappeared. I think there was supposed to be healthier tampons on the market. And so that seemed to be kind of a yesterday's concern about toxic shock syndrome. It kind of left the public conversation. The funny thing is that when I fell sick, finally when they did realize it was toxic shock syndrome, that it was almost too late to treat me, because the silver bullet in getting rid of toxic shock syndrome, they do have antibiotics. So I was not treated right away with antibiotics, even though I had a very high fever and low pulse rate, which is kind of, you know, a signal that you're more ill than the regulars. You should be outside and walking around, and they had like dismissed me from the emergency room. They misdiagnosed me, they missed the whole sickness, and because they had missed it those 24 hours, that's why I became so deathly ill. But the reason why it was no longer diagnosed is that pretty much they take a blood test, but not a blood culture when you get into the emergency room. The blood culture shows whether you have infection. And because they didn't take a blood culture, they didn't know that my body had an infection, so they let me go with painkillers. And so the painkillers put me to sleep, and the next day I was virtually dead, and I was screaming for my life and brought me to the hospital. The reason I'm mentioning the old board details is when I recovered, I'd say 1 in every 4 people knew somebody who suffered from toxic shock syndrome. They had a cousin, a niece. It's out there. People aren't dying from it because they're treated right away. So you're not hearing about it, but toxic shock syndrome is out there. Yes.
What does it also get diagnosed as?
Sepsis, septic shock, but usually with sepsis and septic shock, that's usually a sign that it's almost too late. Septic shock usually does finish the job that, you know, toxic shock started with. And usually when you're septic, it's hard to get your body to respond to the antibiotics. But, oh, okay, sorry. What's your name?
Mark.
Mark.
I heard
So, this is a senior moment.
So they thought it was sepsis?
They, unfortunately, because I looked healthy, I was suntan and fit, and they brought me in on a stretcher and I was sleeping. My husband had gone out to run errands at the time. I was wheeled into the emergency room. He mistook me for somebody else. He thought I was helping the doctor. So because I was sleeping and there was no advocate, he let me go with a blood test.
Wow.
I didn't have a blood culture. They didn't know there was an infection. They had been emailed that there was an extremely sick person, but the doctor didn't connect me to that person. So the son cancer, I don't know. But anyway, I looked healthier than I was, and he let me go. So they usually, I don't know, there's no diagnosis. There's a strep and there's a staph form of toxic shock. I guess what I'm learning is toxic shock is the umbrella of a blood infection, and that's almost too late to fix.
Wow.
And the staff is usually from the tampon, and I had the form of strep. So it started with the strep virus, but it entered the bloodstream through my menstrual period. So, what else? What else? Ask me about my kids. I like my kids.
How old are your kids?
They are, so this happened 7 years ago, so they were first graders and third graders, my boy is older. And now, my girl is a freshman in high school, my boy is a junior in high school.
Okay, let me ask you.
My son is now a goalie for soccer, and he's a sports journalist, he wants to be. Yes.
One last question, I promise.
No, I
Do the
don't.
manufacturers take any responsibility for the products they put out there?
No, because it actually, there was a lawsuit and it was a big thing. And it took place in California where there was a lot of protection of the hospital and the doctors and not protecting people, the individuals. But my problem or my sickness was I didn't have anything to do with the makers and manufacturers. First of all, I don't even know what product I used that day. Second of all, I blame the hospital and the doctor for not treating me, which was kind of a standard thing to do, was to give you antibiotics. And that was, you know, as I said, the silver bullet. The magic fix. So,
Wow. Isn't that serious?
no, I think that we have a responsibility to our bodies to make the right choices, right? There can be rat poison, but you don't drink it. So really it's up to the individual to make the smart choices. So I think it's a brilliant idea to use pads. The reason why a lot of young girls don't want to use pads is it's very comfortable and you feel unclean. You know, product is trying to work on those very real problems and make it, you know, a non-entry. And if that's the case, it should be almost mandatory, like it should be taught in school. So my daughter is not a sports girl, but the pad is supposed to be thin enough and healthy enough that we would play sports with it. Does it lessen the flow, is what I heard, or?
Yes.
It helps with the flow.
So these are all really great questions, and maybe we can have a little more Q&A afterwards for Penny about, you know, her experience with toxic shock syndrome and how it's affected her life so dramatically. And like you said, until we know, then we can make a different choice.
I want you to do
So
it. Yeah,
I'm
that'd be
going to
great.
bring forward Mr. Derrick Brown, who's going to do a demonstration for us
Showtime.
on how and why the sanitary
Thank
pads
you.
that have been on the marketplace and that are currently on the marketplace that women are using for over 40 years. And we'll get into great detail, you know, women at a very young age will have the menstrual flow. And then there's even other sorts of issues that can occur with men and women. That we can go into a little greater detail about things, and I'm going to ask Mr. Derrick Brown, who has been gracious enough to join us here in Chicago. He came from Atlanta. We're truly blessed. Thank you so much, Derrick.
Yes,
Please
yes.
come up for welcome, Derrick.
Hopefully I don't need a microphone, you know? This is my low voice, you know, hear me okay? Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Stacy, for the awesome introduction. Yes, yes. And guys, I have to make sure we give it up again for Ms.
Yes.
Penny. That's absolutely phenomenal. And what strikes me so much about, first of all, 4 months ago, you could have told me that I'd be talking about sanitary napkins, okay? So, but when you hear testimonies like this could be your daughter, this could be your mom, your wife, your aunt, your sister, and to hear how she's been so affected by a product that all of our women are using. And her life has been altered, but she's still obviously a beautiful young lady. It brings the seriousness to what I'm about to share. I'm almost teared up. It brings the seriousness to what I'm about to share with you guys home. For me, so prayerfully within the next 5 to 10 minutes, it does the same for you. So I want to give it up to Ms. Penny again. That was phenomenal. Guys, guys, I'm going to be very brief this afternoon because I have not eaten yet, and I'm in Chicago, and all I hear is Giordano's pizza. That's the mantra I'm hearing over and over in my head. So we're going to be real brief. Is that fair enough? First thing I want to do is give honor to Miss Stacy. Stand real quick, please. And her, yes, and her partner in crime who's filming here. Yes, for putting this venue together, guys, because this Now We Know campaign is about to not only save lives, as you heard the testimony of Ms. Penny gave, but it's about to change lives financially as well. But that's our focus, what you see on her t-shirt. That's our national and soon-to-be global campaign. So I also want to thank the owner of Too Hot Yoga. I was going to say Too Hot to Trot Yoga. So I also want to thank the owner of Too Hot Yoga for allowing us to come together at this venue as well. So I want to let you guys know how we got here. Everybody can hear me okay in the back? I want to let you know how we got here. First of all, this is a focus group. It is going to be very brief, I'm telling you. I'm going to be zipping out the door headed to the nearest geography. But this is a focus group, and you're all going to have an opportunity to ask questions, to ask detailed questions on what you're about to hear. But I want to let you know how we actually got here. About a little over 90 days ago, a very successful businessman in Atlanta by the name of Mr. Kevin Harris. He owns several insurance agencies, just very successful. He was literally hunting me down to share something with me, and I knew it wasn't about his insurance agencies. I knew he didn't want to talk to me about being an insurance agent or give me one of his agencies. He wanted to talk to me about a home-based business opportunity because he's one of those multi-millionaires who's already done financially. I don't know if you guys know people like this. He's done financially, but he loves the home-based business arena because he knows that that's the quickest way through the home-based business venue for the average person to get to where he is without having to go through what he went through. Does that make sense? So I'm a very focused individual, and I was hiding from him for 5 days. After 5 days, it dawned on me that I need to at least go see what this guy is talking about because he's very successful. And I train people, it's okay if it's a no. Just let it be an educated no. Go see what it is before you have what I call a natural reflex. Or when we walk in a store, department store, and the salesman walks up, and we automatically say, I'm okay, I'm just looking. He didn't even get a chance to say, can I help you? So I train people, it's okay if you tell me no, just let it be an educated no. So I went to Mr. Harris's house to tell him no. Right? I was following my own teaching, and he set me up because he had a living legend walk in the door named Damon Coleman, and he reached in his pocket and pulled this out. Now, guys, you might not know what this is. Ladies, you definitely know what it is. But when he pulled this out of his pocket, I said, I knew I should have just called him and told him no. Right? Because I knew what it was. Right? I've got daughters. Beyonce's all over the place. I got a lot of these in the house, guys. So, first thing I want to make note of is I told you we're going to be very brief. Ladies, have you ever noticed that when you open the package of these and pull one out, that it's already open? Have you ladies ever noticed? Yeah. It's actually already
I've seen
open.
the flap. Is that what you're talking
This
about?
right here. You see that?
Uh-huh.
It's already open, which means by the time we put this by the time you guys put this in your purse, and you've got makeup crumbs,
That's what I was worried about.
makeup crumbs, pennies, lint, and this is no longer a sanitary napkin. Can we at least agree on that?
Yeah, and that's what I was worried. I was believing myself, like, oh, you told me I should have done my first time. That was my fault. I blamed myself.
Yeah, no, not your fault. Actually, the manufacturers. The reason why they have to leave these open is because the adhesive that they use on this, this isn't a pan on it, this is actually a day pad. The adhesive that they use on this is the same strength grade of duct tape, industrial tape. It's the same grade adhesive. So if they sealed it, the chemicals in the adhesive will make the bag puff up. And you'd have a bunch of little bubbles in the bag. It's the same industrial grade as duct tape. That first statement enraged me because I definitely didn't know, but I found out most women didn't know. So what he did was he opened this up, and I'm going to submit something to you guys. If you've never seen what I'm about to show you, you may want to get as close to the front as you can. But remember, I'm in a multi-millionaire's home. We're standing in the kitchen, and these guys are opening up pads in front of me on the kitchen counter, right? So he proceeds to put this pad right on the kitchen counter in front of me. Then he reaches in his other pocket and pulls this out. And I'm like, dude, do you have, what are you, magic act or something now? Walk around with sanitary napkins in your pocket. Ladies and gentlemen, would you agree that this was much thinner?
Yes.
Much smaller. But what I want you to make note of is that it's totally sealed. So could we at least agree? There we go. We did a private meeting. I've been doing a few private meetings. I've actually been here since yesterday morning. We did several big private meetings with some names that I can't even mention yet. And there were some medical professionals there that said, Derrick, you're absolutely right. Because in my profession, if something is open the way that napkin is, we have to throw it away because it's no longer considered sanitary. So can we agree that this is at least sanitary because it's totally sealed? Right. So with ours, which I'm going to refer to as Exhibit B, you have to actually pull the label and rip it open, okay? So the next thing they did was Exhibit B, which is our product. They opened it, and you guys are doing, well, I guess I shouldn't get too good at opening these up, right?
Yeah.
He's had a lot of practice. What they did was they opened up Exhibit B, which is ours. You can see it's very pretty. They laid it on the table, right next to Exhibit A. What I want to do very briefly, if you have never touched our product, I want you to come up very quickly. I want you to rub Exhibit A, which is right off the shelf, right here in Chicago. I want you to rub Exhibit B very quickly, if you would. Especially our women, and we love it when the men come up as well. Can we get some rubbing music? Exhibit A is on your right. Exhibit B is on your left. So Exhibit B is the product that I'm going to be talking to you about. No, this is the one I'm going to be talking about. Yeah, so take your hand and rub up and down both of them, then I'm going to ask you a question. All right, I'm going to give you some elevator music. Anybody want to hear me sing? Really? Nobody? No. You guys would ask me to leave immediately. Yes, yes. This is Exhibit A. Exhibit A is the one from the store. Exhibit B is the one we're speaking about. Yep. Exhibit A is the product right off the shelf. Exhibit B is the one that we're speaking about. Now, yes, we have all of them. We'll go over that as well. Yes, yes.
This is his phone, so I'm trying to help him record the
We have some men come up. I love when the men come share things. Exhibit A, Exhibit B. All right, great men coming up. Good stuff. All right, thank you so much. Now, a quick question for everyone. We're going to get ready to get wrapped up, as I said. Which one would you guys say was softer? Exhibit A on your right or Exhibit B on your left?
B.
Exhibit B on your left, correct? That's the answer we get 100% of the time. Now, as we get ready to wrap up, the founders of Inspire Network, which is the name of this company, spoke with several OBGYNs, Penny, and what they found was that the average woman, when she's in her feminine flow, I got the right word to say, Stacy, right? I got pulled by the ear one time by an older lady and said, don't you ever use that other word. So when a lady is in her feminine flow, she exudes 15 to 50 milliliters a day. Now, during the course of these focus groups, a lot of people come up afterwards and let us know it's a lot more, but the national average is 15 to 50 milliliters a day. So what we're going to do, and what they did, was they literally took 15 milliliters, I'm going to put it here, so Miss Penny can make sure that I'm getting this right. And that first line there, I don't have on my reading glasses, that's 50 milliliters. Can you see that? Can you guys on the front see that? Right at the first line. And so remember, we're still standing in my business partner's kitchen, and we're pouring water and sanitary napkins in the kitchen at 11 o'clock at night. Now, I didn't tell you guys, but before Inspire Network, I was in the gold business. So I thought I was kind of hot to try and doing, my thing, dealing with gold on all types of spectrums in 120 countries, and didn't know that I was about to have a paradigm shift if we're talking about sanitary napkins. So obviously, we're going to do the fair thing and do the same thing with Exhibit B, which is ours. I'm going to make sure I get that right on that first line. 50 milliliters, it could even be a tad over. Can you guys see that? Right on the first line?
Yep.
50 milliliters of water. We're also going to pour it into Exhibit B. I always have to focus and make sure I don't pour it all over the table. So guys, as we wrap up, I told you this is very, very short. And of course, I'm getting it everywhere, but that's okay. So as we wrap up, guys, another thing that we found out, you heard Penny's testimony on what she went through with tampons. Toxic shock syndrome is a more widespread issue than they're making it known.
Can I just interject for 1 second?
Most definitely.
The one thing, when I was at Rehab Institute of Chicago, I was asking them for a peer mentor. So I was
Wow.
discombobulated about where I was, and they said that anybody else that was in my position had died. So that's a big reason I think that you don't hear about toxic shock syndrome, is that a lot of people die and they say it's septic shock, which if you read about septic shock, that's the second biggest killer for women, I think, other than heart attacks.
Wow, that's powerful.
So what I'm saying is, it is out there, it's not about women.
That's
I'm not
it.
sure why.
That's powerful.
Okay.
Thank you so much. That is powerful.
Sorry about
And I mean, that just brings it home. It really does.
It does.
And what women have been doing is suffering in silence. That's why I'm such an advocate for what we're talking about now. So along with what Penny discussed, toxic shock syndrome, I usually tongue twisted when I say that, we have women dealing with issues like endometriosis, fibroids, ovarian cancer, breast cancer, miscarriages. Did anybody think of anything else? Cervical cancer. The list goes on and on. Yeah, the list goes on and on of issues that women have been dealing with, but they've been suffering in silence. Here's the kicker,
You're not
guys.
connecting the dots maybe too.
That's it. Well,
Not understanding the whole cycle of, I just didn't until now myself.
that's it. Here's the crazy thing, Penny. In connecting the dots, people are finding out that the majority of the issues that I just mentioned, along with what Penny dealt with, is coming from Exhibit A. Are you guys hearing me this afternoon?
And that's the healthier choice than the tampon.
That's it. Did you guys hear that? This is a healthier choice as opposed to a tampon. We met with a young lady last night that said every time she would stick a tampon in, she would pass out. But she didn't think she had an alternative. The toxic shock was immediately affecting her body. As soon as she put a tampon in, she would pass out. Here's the thing, and I know for a fact because I got escorted out of the grocery store in Atlanta, Georgia, because I went to investigate myself, and I'm digging through the feminine aisle, products in the feminine aisle, and security, sir, can you please, what are you doing? Can you get out of here? I was looking for a bag of sanitary napkins that had the ingredients on it. You know what's shocking? Women are sitting here right now that have been using this product since you were maybe 11, 12. Now we're traveling doing these focus groups, finding out that it could be 8 and 9 years old that this cycle starts, and it goes on. And that's a whole nother meeting. Why is it starting earlier? It used to be average. I know when I was growing up, it was, 11, 12 years old.
You're saying when women
Close to
menstruate?
30. Yeah, when it
Yes.
starts. But now it starts, I'm
Yes.
hearing at 8 and 9 years old.
My daughter was early, like between 4th and 5th grade. It was horrible.
There you go. That's a whole nother focus group, guys. Has to do with what we're eating and drinking and all this stuff.
Yes.
But here's the shocker. And as I said, I'm getting ready to wrap up. We're done. The ingredients are not on something that is what you think a very simple product. But nobody stopped to think, why aren't the ingredients on there? But when you start hearing stories of people like Penny's, you'll see why they passed a law. They actually lobbied not to have the ingredients put on what seems to be such a simple product. So here's the kicker. The first thing we found out was that the majority of the issues were coming from Exhibit A. I was looking for my little napkin. This is a napkin that we picked right up from a restaurant. Nothing special about it. What I want to do is, can I use you real quick? What's your name?
Reggie.
Reggie? That is unique. Give Reggie a hand, guys, real quick. Come on up here if you would, Reggie. I'm going to have Reggie help me wrap this presentation up. Regular napkin, everybody see that, right? I'm going to put this over Exhibit A. Reggie, I just want you to take your hand flatly and press up and down Exhibit A. Yep, now hold it up for them to see. Yes. Now, what happened is probably what you expected to happen, correct? Here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. What this is an 8-hour protection system. Ladies, have any of you ever worn one of these for 8 hours? No. You usually end up changing 4 to 6 times a day, correct? Yes. This is the reason why. Hold it up for them, let them see it, Reggie. It's because the absorption system doesn't work. Now, here's the deal. When a woman is laying down, you may want to sit the people behind you can't see. When a woman is laying down, I want you guys to catch this. When a woman is standing up, if I tell Reggie a good joke and she coughs or laughs real hard, that's when the feminine flow is taking place. Cough, sneeze, laugh. That's why a lot of people don't like being around me during that time. Laying down or standing up, the feminine flow is taking place. Everybody with me? But because of this absorption not doing what it's supposed to do, when a woman is sitting, which most women who are in this stage in their life are doing for the majority of the day, because they're either in school or working. Are you guys listening to me? When a woman is sitting, that area is pulling all the toxins back in the body that God designed to flow out. This is a real simple thing. When a woman is sitting down, it's a reverse suction, and the toxins are coming right back in the body, which is why I'm an advocate for this, because I already have to wait a week during this time. Now I got to wait another week because she's got to take diflucan after she's finished to get her body back into a normal pH balance. Anybody know about diflucan? Ladies, there you go. Bladder infection, yeast infections, all the issues that come from this, right? So what we're going to do, I'm going to take this one from Reggie, and we're going to take another napkin, and we're going to put it over. These are some big napkins. That was a good restaurant, huh?
Yes.
We're going to put it over Exhibit B, which is our product. I want you to do the same thing. Yes, ma'am. Sweeties, you want to stand up on the table?
I'm tempted to. I'm going to start dancing.
Pick it up.
Okay.
Completely dry.
Completely dry.
Now, when I saw this in the kitchen of my business partner's home, I literally had a paradigm shift on the spot because I started thinking about my loved ones. Ladies, which one of these would you rather have on the most precious part of your body during the most sensitive time of the month? Exhibit A or Exhibit B? She just about stood up on it, and it's still what? Is it still dry?
It's so dry. Oh, yeah. It's dry.
Okay, well, I'm going to use this one, okay, since this one's wet. Give her a hand. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies. So, guys, as we wrap up, what I'm going to do is something that a lot of ladies said, you know what? I never thought about doing that. I'm going to dissect this, and then we're going to get out of here. I told you guys I don't have on my reading glasses, so bear with me. I'm going to pull this first layer off of here, and I'm going to pull the second one off too, because Penny, I want you to see this. I'm going to separate this. Here we go. I want you to rub your hand on that. Tell me what you feel.
Wet.
Wet, kind of coarse.
Yeah.
It's soaking wet too, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, we have another lady up front. I'm going to use you, Reggie. I want you to rub your hand across that. Kind of wet, kind of coarse. Now what this is the first layer that touches a woman's body. You want to know what this is? I know what you think it is, but what it is rayon. It's actually rayon. If I took this, Reggie, and rubbed it on my hand, not only can you hear it, it would literally irritate my skin. So imagine what's happening to a woman as she's walking. Because this is rubbing against her. She's becoming irritated. Are you guys with me? All right? Well, guess what, Miss Penny? Guess what this is? This is going to be fun.
It's very wet and very, yeah. What is it?
This is part of their absorption technology. Looks real fancy when that first layer is over it.
Yeah.
It's no more than blue dye. So if the body is 98.5 degrees, and you have fluids, and you have liquid, this blue dye is getting on the pad, but it's also getting where else? In your bloodstream. Are you guys with me? This is blue dye. Let's really get interested, and this is when I became living, and this should be simple for you guys. For somebody who's never been in a live focus group, what would you say this is? Shout it out. Cotton. Cotton, good guess, all right? Looks like cotton. It's not cotton. Let me tell you what this is. He's shaking his head. This is wood fibers, old shredded newspaper, and trash. I want you ladies and gentlemen not to take my word for it. I want you to do your own independent research. This is why we have a man passionately standing before you, opening sanitary napkins, and a lot of other men who are with me. You guys with me? Oh, yeah. All right. Old fibers, wood chips, right? Wood chips, fibers, and trash. What they do, ladies and gentlemen, they take it through a 6 to 8 step process, and they bleach it to make it white so you'll think it's cotton. Here's the issue. Here's the biggest issue in addition to what Penny dealt with. When you have bleach, which is what this is, and you have a body temperature of 98.5 degrees, it forms a chemical called dioxin. I want you guys to Google it. I want somebody that's never heard of it to Google it on your phone as I'm talking. Dioxin is 179,000 times more deadly than arsenic. There's no safe level for the human body to consume dioxin. Guys, this is part of the major issue that our women are dealing with, which has been causing them to suffer in silence. Which glass has the least amount of water in it?
The one on your right or left?
The one in my right hand, correct? I want to make sure. Somebody said he's from New York. It could be sleight of hand. We're going to take the entire absorption piece. I can get it out of here, right? And I'm rolling it up. And we're going to put it in the glass that you guys said had the least amount of water in it, correct?
Right.
We're going to put it in there and let it do what it does. Guys, as we close, can anybody guess what this is from afar? This is no more than a trash bag. That's the bottom portion of the pad. Here's the problem. Blood, maybe a little urine, polyps, and the toxins that God designed to leave the body at that time of the month, all being encapsulated in a plastic bag, Reggie, is a perfect breeding ground for what? Bacteria. This is where all the infections are coming from because this is a trap. You guys got Kroger here or Publix. What's the grocery store? Pathway, what is it? Jewel. This is a jewel bag that they give you at the cash register when you buy your groceries, right? So in all fairness, let's dissect ours and we'll be done. Is this some good information for you guys?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Now, Penny, I want you to be the first one. You rub your fingers on that.
Soft and dry.
Soft and dry. All right? Back here. I want you to feel that one. Any difference? Soft and dry. Reggie? Soft and dry. Reason being is because this is what you would assume it to be. That's cotton. See the fibers? Nothing tears like that other than real cotton. Right? This is the first thing that's touching a woman's body on our product, which is Exhibit B. Now here's the fun part. This is the jazzy part. Guys, guess what this is? This is a microchip. This is the microchip of this pad. What this is a 100% natural algae strip infused with negative ions. I want you to catch this. Negative ions are known as the vitamins of the air. Whenever you have a thunderstorm, at the beach, you ever notice nobody's ever fighting at the beach, everybody's relaxed, right? It's because of the negative ions in the air. Also, maybe during did I say a thunderstorm already? I told you I'm hungry. I already said thunderstorm, right? At a waterfall. You know, when you see that beautiful mist coming off a waterfall, and you kind of get capsulated by it, it's the negative ions that are being formed in the air that are relaxing you. The Earth's vitamins, right? Here's the deal with negative ions being in this strip. Have you guys, ladies, have you ever noticed that a lot of ladies, and it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, have to deal with the odors during that time, right? Yeah. All right? So guess what a huge industry is? Body washes and the soaps. We just about eliminated that because negative ions eliminate and they eat at bacteria. So the testimonies that we've got is women who literally have to deal with those odors during that time no longer have to because this eliminates the odors because it eats the bacteria. How many people like that? In addition to that, negative ions, we've talked to a lot of women who say during that time, Derrick, the first 2 days I'm in the house in the fetal position because I'm racked in pain from menstrual cramps. Ladies and gentlemen, don't take my word for it. Do your research. Negative ions also eliminate pain. As a matter of fact, if somebody has foot pain, I will give this to you and you can put it in your shoe and you let me know what happens. So now we have odor.
All right.
Okay. There we go. There we go. Now we have odor being potentially eliminated, pain being dealt with. You guys with me? We're getting hundreds of testimonies over and over again. Women saying, listen, I used to have to wear 3 pants because I bled so heavy. Now they're saying since they wore the Cherish, which is the name of Exhibit B, it's called Cherish, love the way you feel. They say, I can't even tell that I had a pad on. It's so thin and so light because it's designed to literally pull all the fluid away from the body and encapsulate it so they say they feel cool and dry and light as well. So we have the odor gone, the pain gone. But what negative ions also do is they balance a woman's pH. So most women say, I had a feeling of well-being. Some women even said, I felt a tingling sensation, like everything was lining up. I said, listen, that's a whole nother sales pitch. We're not going into that, right? So guys, this negative ion strip is absolutely awesome. And I'm going to give that one to you, okay?
Can I put it in my shoe?
You sure can. Yeah, you put it in your shoe, and I want to know how you feel before we leave. All right? So guys, let's wrap this up. Definitely appreciate everybody's patience. As a matter of fact, we have one of the founders of our company coming back to Chicago this Tuesday to do a huge meeting, and I'll probably have the address before we're done. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking out our absorbency system. I'm going to unravel it, and I'm going to put it in the glass that you guys agreed had the most water in it, correct? Correct. We're going to stick it in here and let it do what it's supposed to do. So this is part of that technology that helps pull the moisture away from the body and down into the pad. But this is what I really want to show you guys, without snatching up the whole table. Oh, did I mention, which is what it's doing anyway, because somebody stood up on the table.
It's very invasive.
Yes, yes.
Strong adhesive.
Yeah, well, it's sticking pretty bad. I'm going to rip it off because I do want you guys to see this. There we go. Thank God this is hopefully just a throwaway pan, right? I mean, tablecloth. Through the blue stuff that's stuck to it. Can you guys see the lines? Can you see the lines like runway strips in there? I want to make sure you can see it. Yes. Can you guys see that in the back, those lines?
Yes.
Right? If I put this over a cup of steam, you would actually be able to see the vapors of the steam come through it, which means that it's what? Breathable. But if I poured liquid over it, it would capture the liquid, which means it's what? Strong. It's strong and absorbent. Don't ask me how it does it. I don't know how the technology works, but that's what it does. And guys, the adhesive that's on our product is a food-based adhesive. There are no chemicals in it, and that's why we can totally seal our packet without worrying about it bubbling up. How many people like that, right? Now, we are wrapping up. How long would you guys say this was in the glass? About 12 minutes, give or take, maybe a little less. Does it look like it's working? This is the whole absorbency system to that pad that's right off the shelf, which is why you guys are changing 4 to 6 times a day, because it's not working at all. You guys see that? As a matter of fact, if I leave this in here long enough, it'll start having a yellow hue to it, and that's the dioxin coming out of the product, and that's the first stage of Agent Orange. Yep. That's literally the first stage of Agent Orange. I had an old military guy break that down to me. We did a meeting in a restaurant, so the stuff sat while we went and ate after the meeting, and it was literally yellow. You'll notice it'll start changing right before we eat, right? How long would you guys say this is going to be?
Bless you.
About how long? 2 to 3 minutes? Okay, Reggie, I need you one more time. I promise you, you can stay right there. If I mess it up, I can pay. There's a salon right in this building, okay? You ready? Not a drop.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, look up. When I saw this is when I had my paradigm shift. Because this excited me. But what got me even more so than this, and the thing is, guys, we can even help them out. I'll take some listen. I want you to see that change. We can even just keep pouring, keep pouring, keep pouring. It's just going to keep absorbing. How many people like that? Right? Now, here's the thing. That excited me. But what got me even more so was, I want to use one of you guys. Can I use you real quick? I want you guys to see this shirt. What got me more so than what you just saw is our Now We Know campaign. You got one on too, I couldn't use that. Our Now We Know campaign, where we're saying no to Big Pharma. We're going to no longer allow our daughters, sisters, moms, and aunts to suffer in silence. We're no longer going to allow our children, now we can catch them when they have their cycles, and instead of taking them running right to CVS or Walmart and grabbing something off the shelf, only because our grandmothers, aunts, and our moms did it with us, now we know better, and we're going to use a better product. How many people like that? Through this Now We Know campaign, guys, which I'm so excited about, and here's the kicker, you guys are hearing about it before we officially launch. We officially launched April 15th. That didn't hit them. They didn't hear that one. That's going to hit them about 3 in the morning. We're going to sit straight up in the bed and say, did that guy say it's ground floor? We officially launched April 15th of this month.
Amen.
Guys, we've been waiting. I've been sharing. I've been praying. I've been traveling and grinding for the last 4 months, and it's about to come to fruition. Through the Now We Know campaign, we're going to have 5K runs, bicycle tournaments, basketball tournaments. There are already celebrities aligned with us because they want to help us get this campaign nationwide and globally as well. So you can become a part of the Now We Know campaign today by getting back with whoever invited you here today and assuming an equity position and helping us spread the word of this awesome campaign. Guys, again, my name is Derrick Brown. I want to bring Miss Stacy back up. Give her a hand. Yes, yes. Thank you so much for allowing me an opportunity to share with you all. What I want to do is I want to open up for questions about the product, which I did mention is called, I didn't say the name of the product, didn't I? Is that called Cherish? And this is an actual package. It's called Cherish. Love the way you feel. I'm going to answer the first 2 questions for you, okay? The first question is usually, are we going to have tampons? Do you think we're going to have tampons? Did you guys hear Penny's testimony? Of course we're not going to have tampons. Any OBGYN that will tell you the truth will let you know that tampons are the most dangerous product on the women's sanitary aisle because you're plugging something up that's supposed to flow out of the body, not be clogged in. Is everybody with me? So we will have day pads, which is what these are. Panty liners, night pads, and for lack of a better term, the big boys. Everybody says, you should gotta stop saying the big boys with the wings, you know, and all that stuff for the heavy flow. So we'll also have, for the men, I want you to know, why I'm excited as well, because now she's waving her money. I can't sell this to you just yet. April 15th is coming, trust me. That happens all the time. They're like, no, listen, I got to buy it. So, what was I said? The first thing. Oh, yeah, the men. For the men, we have 100% natural prostate pill. Now, guys, I know I look good. I know I look good. Thank you so much, sir. But I'm 53 years old. 53 years old, and I can't wait to April 15th because I'm going to have those prostate pills on the side of my bed, and I'm never going to stop taking them. Because I understand now, listening to the producers of this product, how important it is for us to take this. We wait till we have an issue, and it's too late. I'm 53. I have to start watching my prostate, right? So we have 100% natural prostate pill. We have 100% natural testosterone pill. I need that as well. You know, just get mine. You know, I'm trying to get back in the gym. 100% natural testosterone pill for men. We have 100% natural memory enhancer. I need that too, Penny. Right? 100% natural memory enhancer. And we're all adults here. We're also, now I don't need this. I'm just going to test it for the company. But we have a 100% natural male enhancement product. I don't know. I'm just going to test it for the company. I'm just going to test it. I got to give a testimony. We have 100% natural men's enhancement, male enhancement.
Derrick, we call that give a rise to your Levi's.
Woo! All right. I like it. I like that. Y'all got that on film, right?
Rise to the Levi's, naturally.
So, 100% natural male enhancement that doesn't allow you to see blue spots. No. I'm going to tell you the name of it. The name of the men's product, the enhancement, is called Taboo. And then we have a 100% natural women's sexual enhancement product, and it's called Sweetest. So when you put them together, you have the Sweetest Taboo. Is that corny or what? The name of the company is Inspired Network. Yeah, it's all been formulated for our company. So we have some things for men as well, so we're very excited. The next question usually is, how much are these? Well, guys, the first thing Inspire Network did, and I want you guys to know this, because if you are not in Inspire, you want to make sure before you leave, I'm telling you with every fiber of my being, because you guys are probably going to make me get a condo here, you want to fill out what we call a pre-launch certificate. It's just a commitment. They don't need any of your private info like your social. All they need is your name, address, phone number, and that's it.
Email.
And email. I knew it was something else. Name, address, you don't have to be smart when you do this, all right? Name, address, phone number, email, and what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to assume an equity position. This is what's going to happen. You fill out a pre-launch form today through whoever invited you. If it's Stacy that invited you or whoever you came with, the gentleman here from what part of Chicago? McKeegan, Kenosha, Great Lakes, they have people here. Whomever invited you, you fill out that pre-launch form. Let me let you know what happens. I live in Atlanta. We're traveling the country. I could sign somebody up in New York, and they could potentially end up in your organization. Don't worry about it. You don't have to call them. You don't have to work with them. But when you cash the check, Reggie, you gonna cash the check?
Oh, yeah.
Most definitely, right? So, Inspire Network has been designed. I want you guys to hear this. Then I'm going to answer questions. Inspire Network has been designed to be different than any other multi-level marketing company in the world. I've been in this business for 30 years. I was introduced by my pastor 31 years ago. And I've been full-time for well over 10 years. It's been a great ride to be able to have the financial freedom, but the time freedom to enjoy those finances with those who matter most, which are my family. I can fly down to Florida and have lunch with my kids, and I'm back in Atlanta in somebody's living room, nobody even know I left. Because I didn't have to ask somebody who was usually younger than me and less experienced than me, but just happened to have the title of my boss, if I had to go to my daughter's dance recital. Are you kidding me? Right? So listen to this. Inspire Network is being designed unlike any other network marketing company in the world. Their whole focus, while we pray that you join us, it almost doesn't matter. Oh, that sounds weird. He came all the way from Atlanta. It almost doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We've got 70,000 people already committed to step forward with us. But what we do hope you do is have the fortitude to share this product with every female in your family. We want your business more so than needing you to do the business. Now, can you do well doing the business? It's up to you guys if you want. I'll be more than happy to share the comp plan with you because there's a reason why I walked away from a $30,000 weekly business to talk to you about sanitary napkins. Because this isn't sales. Does a woman have a choice if she needs this product? Or does she have to use it from the time she's 9 or 10 on into her late 40s, into her 50s? That's not sales. That's necessity. So that's why our campaign is so important, because we want to catch them at that young age. Because once a woman uses this product, you'll never have to talk to them again. They'll go to your website forever and continue to order it, and guess what? That means you'll continue to get paid. This isn't sales. This is a blessing. This is sharing.
Amen.
So $5 for a pack of 10. Are you kidding me? Let me ask you a question. Did what you just see, is this like 10 times better than what's on the shelf? Obviously. So it should at least be 5 or 6 times more than what's on the shelf. That's usually what happens, right? Inspires thinking differently. They said we're going to have a price point that's going to be the same as the trash that's on the shelf. Because we know the big boys are going to be upset. But one thing they're never going to do is they're never going to give up any money. So we settle it by meeting them with the same price with a product that's 100 times better. Make sense? This is a pack of 10 and it's only $5. All right? So I'll answer any other questions. Any other questions about the product or about the company? I'm stuck off with being there.
Sydney, have a question?
Yes, shoot.
I wanted to just bring up something, because at my age, I don't get my flow anymore. And
Yes.
what really got me very interested is after you go through that, some women may not want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But, we go through now, a little bit of incontinence issues. And when I
Little spritz?
Little spritz.
Okay, I saw the commercial.
Just like you were saying that, the menstrual flow,
Yes.
Flows a lot more when you're coughing or
Most
sneezing
definitely.
or doing something.
Mhm.
Same thing happens as we get older.
Wow.
And so for me, I was wearing just liners,
Yeah.
to protect my clothes.
Yes.
Little did I know that I was creating a bacterial heaven down there when I met Stacy. I was recently diagnosed with Crohn's disease. I know that you cannot make any medical thing, but it
Most
is,
definitely.
Claim, and I feel so much better. I'm not using those liners. I
You
have not
can
had the
say
cherish
how you
pad.
feel, yeah.
I have not used those products.
Yeah.
I have not used the Cherish products, but
Yeah.
I will tell you, I don't have. When I was wearing the other products, I was feeling like I was needing to use the washroom more.
Wow.
When I stopped using them, and I have not used the Cherish pads yet,
Yeah.
but I will
So
tell
what
you
did
my
you use to
sensation.
replace that? Nothing?
Toilet. I go to the bathroom.
She just decided not to
flies
wear
in the
anything.
house.
Yeah.
I literally fly in the house. So I just.
Well, you're hitting something right on the head.
So I want people just to realize that.
To know that even if they're past that season, we still have something for them. We actually do meetings at senior citizens, centers for that very reason. And what they do is they use the panty on it because it's even thinner and smaller. Also, so you'll know, the first evolution of our pads are senior products for seniors. Yep.
We taught that you can't use the same product for menstruation as you use for incontinence.
Mhm.
Can this product be used for both, or are you saying there's going to be a second product?
There's going to be a second product specifically for it. That's going to be the next evolution of the product. Yep. Yes, sir. Hey.
Sorry, I'm going to blast the question.
No, most definitely. Hopefully I can answer it. If I don't know it, I'm going to let you know.
So on Cherish, the cotton, you said the first ever cotton, but it's white.
Uh-huh.
Bleach.
No. Cotton is naturally white.
And it comes from Philippines. Where was it?
Where does the cotton come from?
Yeah, you said it was
What's the supply chain?
The product comes from China.
from China.
Yes.
So is it,
Yeah, I can hear you.
is it an organic cotton, or has it been?
Well, I want you to do your research on organic cotton. Do your research on that. Why does cotton need to be organic? Think about it. Cotton is cotton.
Right, but if it's organic, no pesticides.
It's chemical free.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, but when you do your research, you'll find out you say fat free, and then you do the research on and find out it's some of the worst stuff you can get. I don't know if you guys
So, okay, so we'll rephrase the question. Is it cotton that you have a supply chain on that you know is not
it's chemical free and non-pesticide cotton. That's a fact.
where it's grown?
Yes, most definitely. So you can say organic, although I personally don't use the word organic, because if it's chemical free and it's cotton, cotton is cotton. Cotton is the best thing in the world that God made.
But organic,
But I'm with you.
a term that people understand means it hasn't been sprayed with pesticides.
In that case, you could call it that. Yes, sir.
I hear, because I've been doing research, so I hear in one of our stores, Whole Foods, they sell organic pet.
Yep.
And
And as a matter of fact, and want me to tell you why I'm being so stern on that? No, remind me before I leave. I'll show you guys a video of an organic pad being tested against ours. And it fails miserably. That's why, so, yeah. Most definitely, most definitely.
the smelly thing in her shoe right now
Uh-huh.
is pink.
Yes.
What was that dye?
You know what? I don't know. That's a good question. You're the first person to ask me, but you're the first person to ask me, well, one of my reps texted that to me yesterday. Yeah. Somebody from St. Louis texted me and said, somebody asked, how has the strip been made pink? So I'll find that out.
And
Good questions.
and left cup, your cup,
Uh-huh.
glass,
Oh, it's coming out now. Put you in
can it be reused? Like, can that be
the Can it be reused?
recycled? So it's being recycled, obviously.
I have no
I mean,
idea.
obviously
I know
that's
it's
an
safe for
extreme.
I know it's safe for the landfills and all that stuff. So when you say reuse
I mean, I
or
don't know.
recycle,
I guess
Sustainable, probably.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's
It
sustainable.
is sustainable. I don't know if anybody would want to reuse
No,
that.
yeah, I think.
Okay.
It's
It
not,
is-
it's not harmful to the environment.
Not at all. Not at all. Safe for landfills and the whole amount. Great question. As a matter of fact, usually the other question we get while I'm thinking about it is, what is this?
Well, that's what I wanted to.
There we go. It's simply, this is a food grade polymer. It's actually the same material. Unfortunately, a lot of them aren't food grade. Ours is food grade, which makes it sustainable. Stacy, thank you for that word. It's the same product that's in diapers.
There was like useful because if you actually take it, look, I'm a guy, I don't know what.
Yeah,
I know, but if you can use that,
Uh-huh.
or if you use that stuff on a flood in the basement, or if you use that stuff and not that you use that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the same.
I would think you could. Like, throw it down and it sucks right up. Yeah, it's funny, I thought about that one. though.
Dogs, I don't know.
Yeah. I just don't know how safe it would be if it was consumed. Now, I drank somebody's steak one time. It didn't have a taste. I was talking and thirsty, just reached back and they threw it back, and I was fine. So, yeah.
Is there information on how the product was invented and who did it, the whole background? Like,
Yes, that's all. Let me give you guys this website. So the website is nowweknow.net. It'll give you the breakdown of every layer in the product. Now, here's the kicker about the product, guys. The product is not a new concept. You guys hear me? This product is not a new concept. The product has been out for 18 to 20 years. It's been in Asia and China. Hadn't been in the U.S. The same reason why the government, and this is Derrick Brown 101, this is not representation of the company, this is my opinion, but the government put polymer in diapers for our babies, but then they don't give a darn about our women because they allow them to manufacture trash that doesn't have the ingredients on it. So they looked after the babies, but they didn't care anything about our women. Make sense?
yes.
So the product is not a new concept. It's been overseas for years, which is why ours is being manufactured overseas. You guys with me? And as a matter of fact, there's been attempts to bring it to the U.S., and they failed. And the reason why we're succeeding is because of the campaign that we're, how you doing, sir? You look familiar. Because of the campaign that we're leading with and all the backing that we have. And so we're going to be successful in the first to actually have it here in the U.S. and have it available for the public. So when you got a few more. Sure.
I just want, so we cannot leave with any products, is that right?
You can't what now?
We can't leave with any product or sample?
No, I don't know if Stacy got it. But here's the deal. Huh? Well, no, the reason why I pointed to Stacy is because Stacy was in Atlanta at our launch. And did you see, was that not the longest line you've ever seen in your life?
3 hours long to purchase the product.
We had product at our launch event in Atlanta. It was over 6,500 people. It was our first event, and it was one of the biggest in the home-based business arena in history. One of the biggest launch events. It was our first event, 6,500
So had
people.
you brought it here, you would have been out quicker, and we would have bought you lunch.
You would have bought lunch? Why did y'all tell me he would have bought lunch? So where we are is literally within 3 hours. I know. Don't go to Giordano's? What? So you're going to tell me where to go? Okay. So
Yeah,
the,
that's what I was saying. Like Lou Malnati's.
who?
Lou Malnati's.
Really?
Hands
All
down.
right, meeting over. Stacey, you can have the rest of these questions.